Yeah, so the Meta Quest. For some reason, I'm getting just hammered with these ads lately. Maybe it's Christmas time. Maybe it's just they think I'm right for it. Yeah, I remember them being the Oculus Rift back in the day, and then the whole metaverse thing happened, which was just a worse version of going to the office, and then nobody wanted to wear a heavy, uncomfortable headset that made you motion sick. It's a toy. I think it's a toy. I think if you market it as a toy, I think it's perfectly fine. But I keep getting hammered with these other ads, which is like the one at the laundromat, the lady at the DMV, and there's a couple others that I found. And I think there's a second narrative inside these, aspirational, you should get a MetaQuest headset ad that I think is actually more true than what they're trying to sell. So I'm going to jump into it. It's going to be cynical. I'll tell you right now. It was a little bit inspired by, of all people, CNET put a video about Apple Intelligence being just designed for dumb people, for dumb things. I was going to sort of go that direction, but I think it's not really so much about dumb stuff necessarily as it is about just being an irritating public nuisance. So let's do that. Here we go. We're going to jump into it. So first example, I think, is actually the appropriate example for this stuff, which is it's a really expensive, gaming console that you wear as a VR headset, and it's fun for what it is, and you can watch movies on it. I think that's totally fine. I got no problem with that. I'm never going to buy one, and I'm kind of jealous for these kids how awesome their apartments are. I'm definitely not the demographic. I'm either too old or too poor, or just, I don't know what it is, but I'm not cool enough to rock the headset for gaming. I'm just not, and that's fine. Then we have this. I think this is patient zero for what was clearly a bad take and just kept getting worse. This is the guy at the laundromat. He's gonna do his laundry, and he smells his jersey, and it stinks, and it's so stinky that when he puts it on, the girl next to him can smell it and is making a scary face, which I'm with you, girl. But he decides he's gonna watch a live basketball game in his stinky jersey while he's doing his laundry at the laundromat. Which, sure, anything to pass the time at the laundromat, I think is totally fine, as long as you don't make it about you, as long as you don't try to become a spectacle. Because the whole thing about this guy is he's making his problem everybody else's problem, which is he'd rather be at the game instead of being at the laundromat. And so he stinks. He's being obnoxious, and all these reaction shots, I think this is going to be a theme through all of these videos, is it's people looking confused and a little bit annoyed, but I think the beat is supposed to be curious. They're curious. What is this guy doing that we should be doing? Why am I jealous? Maybe I'm jealous. Of that, I don't know how you could be, but okay. And then there's this guy who's definitely also watching the game on his phone, but he's bummed out because he's not going to get to watch it in VR. But I think the way he's watching it is the appropriate way to watch it, because dude right here is just, he's a nuisance. He's obnoxious, and he's going to get shanked. It does show in one of these videos that I think you double tap on the side of your face, it'll show you what's happening around you. But by the time that happens, the shanking person, who, argument to be made, improved society a little bit, is long gone. And unless Meta's recording everything, which maybe they are, maybe they're not, that person got away scot-free. So, I guess the theme of the laundromat one is, once everybody sees my expensive headset that I bought because of my access and wealth, and yet I still have to go to the laundromat. So that means like Seattle and Northern California. I mean, and New York. Like, what are the other places where that's a thing? I'm wealthy enough to buy the headset, but yet I have to go to the laundromat. Look at me. Everybody look at me. Yeah. I don't know if you've been to the laundromat ever in your life, but you're kind of just there to get your clothes clean and to probably not interact with anybody. And there's always a crazy person there. And this guy has like taken up the mantle of being the crazy person, and that's not good for anybody. And also, I'm pretty sure he's going to get shanked. Anyway, moving on. The DMV. Girls at the DMV. She took her ticket. She's excited. She's so excited. She confidently looks at the DMV guy as she takes her ticket. and he gives her the look that every DMV person is. Honestly, seems to be nicer than regular DMV interactions, but again, I think it's supposed to be curious or misinformed public. You know something they don't know. I think that's the idea. She's gonna watch a movie while she's waiting. I think this is fine. I think wasn't it for a while? It was a thing where you couldn't even have your phone out at the DMV. I think they've changed that. I think it's now just hospitals where you can't have your phone out. But you can watch a movie on your phone, put your headphones in while you're waiting for the thing. I think that's totally fine. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it MetaQuest style, where she's able to drag the screen and watch it as a movie theater. And so much so that the vibe that's supposed to be happening is you're all in her movie theater, except this is kind of disingenuous because it's really just it's this. She's just filling up her vision with the movie. You still can't look around and have an awareness around you. You might not be able to hear things. Hopefully you're not that person at the DMV that never hears your number get called, but they're pretty hardcore about just passing on your number anyway. So I don't think it's a problem. The problem solves itself, I guess. But again, we have a curious person nearby. Curious, or are they just staring at the insane person who's doing something insane at the DMV because that's the DMV? Do I think this poor woman is going to get shanked like I do the laundromat guy? No, because it's the DMV and it's a government-run facility, and there's usually an armed security guard or police officer there just because government. So I don't think this is hurting anybody. I think this is just an example of a weirdo. It's not stinky Jersey guy making his problem about your problem now. So cool, good enough. I'd still probably just watch something on my phone because I would like to have an awareness that the illusion that this is doing does not make. I don't want to have my whole world blocked off when I'm in public. Maybe I'm just too paranoid of a person. Again, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm just there marketing to the wrong. Maybe the ads I'm getting are not really meant for me. The next one is she's listening to music and she's dancing in front of clearly what's probably an office building. Crazy people gonna crazy. I don't think her Meta Ray-Bans are changing that. I think she was always, if she was going to dance in front of the mirror in front of a bunch of sad office people, she was always going to do that. So that's fine. I don't actually care about that. As far as this bit is, he's a DJ and he's using Meta to use his live stream. Sure. Sure. I don't know. It's not really my world. This woman is answering a phone call while doing her graphic design, and she's using her Meta Ray-Bans to do that. I guess my heckle there is everything that has Bluetooth connectivity can do that now, so I'm not really sure what the point of having the Ray-Bans on is. Also, I suspect the Ray-Bans are really heavy, just like the Meta, Quests are. That's just my guess. Yeah, but I'm not hating this so much. What I do hate though is capture your unique perspective in instant, straight from your glasses. So you're gonna take a picture of, I guess this is your work partner, your co-CEO or whatever, celebrating eating pizza, and you're gonna go ka-chunk with your spy glasses. Is it less invasive than going, here, hold on, let me take a picture? Probably, I'd say. But also, if somebody's doing this with their heavy, awkward glasses that clearly has a camera in it, and they're doing this to you, I wouldn't feel so safe, I guess, is what I'm saying. I would ask that they didn't record me. I know when you're in public, that's not really a thing you can ask, but if somebody's doing this with their glasses and they're not James Bond, and even if they were, I'd probably GTFO because shit's about to go down. But yeah, little much for me. Again, maybe I'm just not the audience. And then there's this one. This one is it's Anderson .Paak, Tinashe, and James Blake, and the Ray-Ban experience. And so it starts off with I guess Anderson .Paak. I don't know who these people are. I guess that's Anderson .Paak asking about his people on his guest list. Sure. I think a phone would do the same thing, but this is the one that drives me nuts. Tinashe asks Meta what ball she should hit, or what shot she should take, and it says, try to hit the yellow ball. I feel like this dips into that other video, the CNET video of AI is stupid for stupid people. Like it's designed for stupid people to do stupid things. I don't see how that isn't that. I like, my God, like if you're playing darts, hey Meta, what shot should I take? Aim for the middle? Like, honestly. But that's not the most egregious one. I just think that if somebody does that, I don't need to play pool with them. They're already annoying. The one that drives me nuts is this guy, who I believe is James Blake. He's gonna walk up to somebody and do stuff to him while live stream. He's taking a video. He's using the camera and he's doing it James Bond style, and he's gonna take a video. And what's crazy isn't that this? I assume that's Anderson .Paak again, is it not? Like, he doesn't have glasses on in this one, so I'm a little face blind. Is the tooth the same? Yeah, I think it's the same guy, right? He's going, hey, what are you doing? And it's the same thing. It's the same beat as all the rest of them. Quizzical, a little standoffish, jealous maybe? And it's like, no, if somebody comes up to you and they're clearly live streaming without your permission at a party, and then they're doing a weird hand thing with you, you're not gonna say, what are you doing? Like, that sounds awesome. Maybe I should do that. You're gonna say, what the shit are you doing? Like, stop or get away from me. Like, why are you doing this? No, thank you. So again, I think it's this aspirational thing. If somebody walks up to me and they're doing some version of this, I'm out. I feel like this is right on the edge of those live streamers that go to Korea, for example, and just are a nuisance. Like, the helping or hurting society. Like, I don't know that we're going to be on the right side of history on this one. And also, this seems really annoying. So, yeah. I will admit, I do think there are a couple examples that are not so obviously you're a public nuisance. There's Meta did a whole short film about this woman who the narrative is she wants to learn how to play piano with her grandma, for her grandma. And when they're looking at pianos are expensive. No shit. Keyboard. Buy a keyboard. I'm just saying. There's other ways to learn piano other than buying a piano, but that's, again, for the sake of the story, sure. She has aspirations to learn piano by buying a piano. She can't afford it, so her loving boyfriend buys her a Meta Quest, because that's cheaper than the thousands of dollars a piano would cost. Still more expensive than other things like a keyboard or a used piano, like a starter, I don't know. Maybe a used piano is an oxymoron. She's learning digitally through VR how to play the keys, and she's doing a bad job. I want to heckle this, but I will say when I had my Xbox 360, I had a wireless racing wheel, and my brain sort of compensated for the lack of weight by adding weight. So I think it can be done. I do think there's probably some usefulness to have a tactile pressing the keys, but I have to be honest about the fact that my steering wheel, even though I was just holding it up like a goober, felt like when I hit the curb that I was hitting the curb. So yeah. She's learning, she's practicing, she's also playing games, and he's brushing his teeth watching, going, yeah, because that's what this is actually for. This was a gift it was a both of us gift. He's not that altruistic of a boyfriend. It was a both of us gift because he wants to play games, but he also wants her to learn piano to impress her grandma. And then, your friends come over and can play it because it's, how do not all your friends are going to be wealthy enough to have one. So you gotta let them know. Fighting dragons. Sure. She's practicing piano in a diner, and then her friend shows up and she takes it off and goes, oh, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just practicing. And then the little boy, and where's this little boy? He's watching her practice piano wearing the headset in a laundromat. So we've come full circle back to the dude in the smelly shirt who's probably almost certainly going to get shanked. Now we have this innocent, nice lady practicing, and she's in the laundromat too. So I guess that's a thing. I guess the kind of person that this appeals to is a person that has so much money and so much access that they can live in an expensive city and afford a meta quest, but then they can't afford an in-unit washer dryer. So you can pretty much narrow down the cities that's a thing. I feel like, unless you, and all downtowns, I guess, because I guess most downtown apartments don't necessarily have washer. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this. What's crazy is on the plane, she's wearing regular headphones and she's practicing. She's not wearing the headset. Presumably she's listening to the notes and she's practicing based on memory, but I think this is a moment of honesty with the Quest, which is that either the Quest, I think the battery is small enough you could probably bring the Quest onto the plane. It's not bigger than a laptop battery, so that's not a problem. But probably there's not enough bandwidth or strong enough Wi-Fi to use it correctly, so you wouldn't be able to use it on a plane. And so I feel like that undercuts what they're trying to do, because it's a device that helps you with everything, but the plane is like the ideal place for something like a Quest, but you can't use it, or at least it's implied you can't. Oof, I guess. And then grandma's impressed because she plays with grandma. It's super great. And then her nephew-ish picks him up and goes, ooh, because it's a toy. It's a toy. And if it's anything else, it's also a toy. So the last thing, and I think this is the most actually useful, not as a toy thing. It's, hey, new dad is building a crib and he sucks. So he's going to use his MetaQuest to pull up it's probably a YouTube video, but it looks like a Facebook video because it's Meta, obviously. Plus, he's texting with somebody. And so he's learning how to build the crib using all this stuff. Could he have done this with his phone and or a laptop and or, just the directions? Sure. But is this a totally inappropriate use of this equipment? Probably not. I think it's probably fine. I do think it's hilarious that it says WhatsApp account required. No, thank you. As an American, no, thank you. He gets the crib done using his MetaQuest. I think that's fine. And then the punchline is, now you got to build all the other things. Sure. That's fine. I think that's fine. So in conclusion, MetaQuest, it's a rich kid's toy for rich kids. I guess of all ages. It's the initial trailer seems really heavily marketed towards rich kids, children. And then as a learning device, I think there's a semi-relevant argument to be made that if you need to learn how to play piano or if you need to learn how to build a crib, this could be a good utility device. Again, I think the original intent for Meta buying the Oculus Rift was to turn the metaverse into a thing, and obviously that didn't work because the only people that didn't realize that were the people working on it. And even then, I'm pretty sure it was just a very small group that didn't realize that. But then there's this whole trying to reach up, trying to be the trendsetter, and being a nuisance in the laundromat, and being oblivious in the DMV, and dancing in the street. Although if you're going to dance in the street, you're going to dance in the street. I don't think that's a thing. But also asking incredibly dumb questions about, for narrative reasons, very obvious pool shots, and then also going live using spy glasses to creep people out and basically, alienate yourself and or not get invited to parties. That's kind of my take. The most egregious one still remains dude with the smelly shirt in the laundromat. Like, as a storyteller, as a narrative person, I think this is hilarious. I think the SNL version of this is this to a T. We just don't hear the audience laughter. I'm not kidding. That's exactly, like, it's edited the way it is. We have him smell it and then her do the gross face reaction shot to it. Like, all of it. It's just, it's a perfect bit. And I think if you don't have the awareness to realize that if you're in a laundromat with a bunch of people, you probably don't want to wear goggles that make you blind and also make you loud and obnoxious in a confined space that people have to be if they have to be at the laundromat. Yeah. So, I guess don't be an asshole in public. Don't be a nuisance is my thing. Um, in the same way, I don't break for BMW drivers. If I see somebody doing something like this in a public place like a laundromat or just the public, I it's going to be what it is, and what's coming to them is going to be what's coming to them. And as much as I think it'd be fun to watch a movie at the DMV, the MetaQuest turns my stomach, and also I'd be really afraid that I would miss my number since my field of vision is basically just the movie at that point. So, yeah, please stop sending me these ads, especially the laundromat one, because I I would never have made a video about it if I wasn't getting hammered with it, because from the first time I saw it to the other 150 times I've watched it, I think it's dumb. And I think the people that think it's smart are just people that I can't relate to. And it's as simple as that. So Meta, please, for the love of God, stop trying to convince me to be an asshat in a laundromat. I have other ways to be an asshat in my life. I don't need to add this and spend a bunch of money to do it. So that's what it is. What do you guys think? Have you tried the MetaQuest 3? Have you had a positive interaction from the crazy person in the laundromat? Like, share, subscribe. Catch you next time. So.